What's the psychology behind binge eating? Why do we binge eat? And if we understand what's actually going on behind the scenes in our minds, then it's going to become easier for us to stop binge eating. And that is what this video is going to help you to do. This is exactly the video that I wish I had when I was still struggling with binge eating. So what I've got right here, I've written down the 3 big causes of binge eating that we need to understand, and if we understand them, then it's going to get better. So let's go on to the big cause number 1. So I remember when I was trying to lose weight, I kept hearing all the professionals and the trusted guys telling me to take it slow and lose weight slowly. But I had this mindset that no, I'm not going to take it slow. I'm going to lose weight fast in about a week, and then I'm going to maintain. And you can imagine what that caused me to do. It caused me to over restrict, overcut food, and then over exercise. And I would keep losing weight, and then I would keep gaining back. Why? Because my body would fight back by giving me cravings so powerful that I would have no other choice but to just binge it. At that time, my body was trying to balance out the over restriction, and it makes sense. When we over restrict too much, then our bodies are going to fight back because they're trying to create balance, and they're basically trying to protect us from dying. Over restriction is a very big cause of binge eating, and for me, trying to lose weight and over restricting is probably the thing that kick-started my entire binge eating career, you could say it. So over restriction is the thing that caused that. Now I'm going to make an entire video about this stuff really soon, where I just talk about over restriction and how to manage this while trying to lose weight. But for now, just know that fast weight loss leads to fast weight gain. Now let's go on to the second big cause of binge eating. So if you ever ate something, not because you are hungry, but because you are afraid that if you don't eat it today, then you will never get the chance to eat it again. So maybe you are at a wedding, right? And you eat and you are full, but then you have this food on your plate which you have never seen before, and you know that you will never see it again. And so you just eat it because you are afraid that if you don't eat, then you're never going to eat it again. Or maybe you just finished eating dinner and then your mom comes back from work. You are full, but for some reason she has gotten a bonus today, and so she has bought that nice looking and probably tasty food that you have wanted for a long time, but you just couldn't afford. And you know that if you don't eat it, then your brothers are going to finish it. So you just eat. That, my friend, is a scarcity mindset. And it is a big cause of binge eating, and we need to avoid it. So the cure to this that I have found is to just be aware that it's happening. And what I have found to help me to be aware of how my body is reacting when I'm getting these urges is this little habit called meditation. I'm going to link a video to meditation in the description. You can watch that, and it's going to help you to be more aware. Now let's go on to the final, and I would say the most painful cause of binge eating that is going to just surprise you. Now this usually happens as a consequence of the other reasons, but it's still painful and it's going to surprise you. There is something called the familiarity bias, where basically we start to like the things and the experiences that we are familiar with. That's why, for example, it's very hard to just like a new person, even online or in person, when you just see them for the first time. But the more you see their face and the more you become familiar with them, the more you start to like them. And this happens with people, with things, with food. Even if you didn't like a certain food, the more familiar you get with that food, the more you start to like it. And unfortunately, this also happens with overthinking. I'm someone who used to, sometimes I struggle with overthinking. I'm trying to reduce it. It's definitely way better than it was, but it's still a struggle for me, this issue called overthinking. And I remember I would be in situations where I would usually overthink. But now because I've been putting in the work to not overthink, I don't overthink in that situation. And then my brain is surprised. It's like, wait, why on earth are we not overthinking? What? It's like now my brain is familiar with overthinking to the point where it's now addicted to overthinking. And it has created an identity of being an overthinker. Same thing for you. You're now familiar with binge eating so much that your brain has created an identity of being a binge eater. And so when you don't binge eat, you are now breaking that familiarity bubble, and your brain loves to live in the familiar. That's why you start to feel hopeless when you try to break away from binge eating, because you are so familiar with it, and it's now your identity, it's now who you are. So let's say that this is now your identity. The good thing, my friend, is that you can move away to go and create a new identity where you are not a binge eater. And basically, every step that we take away from our usual identity, we are slowly creating a gap, and we are slowly moving towards a new identity. So don't stop this journey that you are on. And one thing that I found to be very effective to breaking away from this familiarity paradox, you can call it, is to develop new habits. New habits, they move you away from your past familiar self. And if you want a new habit which you can start to implement, remember I talked about meditation. That is a great place to start. So I'm going to link a video to meditation right here, and you can just watch that. And all the best. I'm going to see you there.